Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. In this video, I am going to be telling you why everything that is going on right now in the crypto space is normal, and the way that I am looking at this is that we are just in a corrective move and we are ultimately going to continue on in this bull run. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to be mapping out the Elliot wave theory, and I'm going to be hopefully putting things into perspective for you in regards to Cardano, where it's at and where it is likely to go to in the future. You guys know that I think we are in that fourth wave pullback before we then enter that fifth wave, which we believe could actually outperform the third wave in regards to its move up in percentages. So we think there is still a lot to come for Cardano. Ultimately, we gave you that price prediction of $7.50 plus at the end of this cycle. We still believe that, and in actual fact, when we show you the Elliot waves and how they map out on the Cardano chart, you will be quite clearly able to see the kind of perspective of everything, and that you know, this pullback that we are currently going through isn't actually that severe, and is ultimately, you know, a brilliant sign for more continuation in this bull run. So we're going to do that. We know that everything, of course, depends on Bitcoin. It's currently Saturday today. I'll bring this video out on Sunday. The market is selling off. We're still weak going into Sunday. You can see that Bitcoin is really hanging on in here, guys, by a thread. One thing that is good to see is we do have buyers coming in here. You can tell that by all these absolutely huge wicks. So this dip is getting bought up. We also know that's true from on-chain and off-chain data. And I also stick to my bias that we bottomed out here. Can you see how we're kind of making, it's a downsending thing. We're making marginally lower lows, ultimately in opposition to where we were making marginally higher highs. So this, I think, is a bottoming out structure. This is certainly what this looks like. You know, you can see that your kind of marginally higher highs are usually a sign that the momentum is running out to the upside. Vice versa, marginally lower lows is a similar sign. So we ultimately think a recovery is on the table. You know, you can see that has played out time and time again, where you make these kind of marginally lower lows, you do break out eventually, and we do think that is to come. We'll show you a bit more of this resembles more of your Wyckoff distribution. You can see here marginally lower lows before you break out, and we can show you that time and time again. Even if we go back to March 2020 here, you have a similar kind of play. So I like what I'm seeing, guys. Ultimately, you know, there is a lot of fear in this market right now, so hopefully this video can maybe quiet some of the noise. And when you're looking at the crypto space, looking at such a volatile asset on a day-to-day basis can sometimes be very challenging, certainly if you're new to the space. I've noticed the sentiment change. This was a comment that I got on one of my most recent Cardano videos. Big talk, no workshop. ADA 129 now, perhaps you should shut up. Guys, you need to leave your emotions at the door when you're getting into the crypto space, because if you are in this market with your emotions, you are going to get eaten alive. This market is absolutely brutal, and to put things into perspective, in the March 2020 crash, since then you are 14,700% up. March 2020, you weren't even at 2 cents. Now you're at $1.22. It really puts things into perspective. So this is a very kind of expected pullback in a similar way to what this is, and ultimately ties in very nicely with our Elliot wave theory that we know is here essentially. Elliot wave theory is playing out today, and I believe it is going to continue to do so, and that we do have that fifth wave coming. That in the traditional kind of stock market, it's your third wave that's the biggest. In the commodities market, it's the fifth. We know the cryptocurrency market is usually more explosive towards the end of its bull run, traditionally anyway. So what we're going to do very quickly is we're going to actually work out the Elliot wave. So that's your one wave, that's your two wave, this is your three wave, and you are now in your fourth corrective wave, ladies and gentlemen. And one thing that's worth noting is the so Elliot wave theory, for those of you very quickly that don't know how it works in a 5-wave motion followed by an ABC correction, which is a 3-wave down leg. You have two corrective waves within your 5 waves before you then enter a deeper correction. Within Elliot wave theory, you can actually see Elliot wave theory playing out within Elliot wave theory. We're going to map that out just to kind of give you a bit more proof and show you really where we're at now that this is at play. So this is our fourth wave here that we're going through. We do think that, you know, this is obviously a corrective wave. One thing that I want to point out, guys, which is pretty notable, is that your one wave ended in a similar way to how your third wave ended. You know, you can see you had a marginally higher high. You then entered your A, B, C correction. marginally higher high, A, B, C, correction. We think a similar thing is playing out that has already played out, and ultimately, you know, this is not going to be, this is going to be short-lived, I believe. I don't think this is going to be really an extended time period when we go down. We just have to find that bottom for Bitcoin, and then the whole market will follow. So let's very quickly, before we go on to look at the fifth wave and where that potentially could take us, work out the smaller Elliott waves that we have within our kind of macro Elliott wave theory. So here you have your one wave. Let's change the color of this. Let's make it white. And let's make that a little thicker. Two wave, three wave, four wave, fifth wave, before you then have your A, B, C correction. Then you start your one wave, two wave, three wave, four wave, fifth wave, and then you have your A, B, C correction. What you need to remember, guys, is your C wave has to be lower than your A wave. Now, you could count the wicks for that, or you could not count the wicks for that and go on the candle body closes, which is probably the better thing to do, and you would already have made that lower low, guys. This is now going to set up for your continuation onto your fifth wave, guys. That's what we believe is coming for the crypto space. Now, this does not only play out on Cardano, it plays out on a number of other cryptos. You can see the Elliott wave theory is very apparent in a number of other cryptos out there, and ultimately you could have bottomed here. How low this goes really just depends on Bitcoin right now. But one thing is very, very apparent, guys, is there is Elliott wave theory at play here, and ultimately, you know, we believe this is going to continue and take you to your sort of price predictions. Certainly, if we sort of work out, you know, the percentages that were previously given in your, that was 3,000%, guys. Traditionally, like I say, in the stock market, your third wave is your biggest, and your fifth wave is bigger than your first, but smaller than your third, somewhere in between. In the commodities market, usually it's your fifth wave. That's the kind of outperformer. So if we work out the percentages from worst case scenario, that's about 924%. If we had 924%, we take this local low here. $920%, guys, from this low right here takes you to around about $9.60. So you can see how this could essentially, you know, escalate very, very quickly. This, of course, is on a logarithmic scale, which is why it doesn't look so kind of spectacular. But ultimately, main things to take away is we've already seen the Elliott wave theory play out. We think it's still there today. We've seen a correction, our ABC correction from our one wave that led us into our two wave. We're now completed the third wave, going into in the fourth wave, and they're playing out in a very, very similar manner. And like I say, it's all in accordance with Bitcoin. As we know, Bitcoin is the kind of driver of value in the space, and we do believe these sort of marginally lower lows are a sign that we've bottomed out. We're seeing a lot of support come in. If you look at the RSI, it's very, very rare that we get down to below the 30 level, which we've done. We did that prior in 2020, March 2020, kind of signaled a bottom and gave us a bit of confidence. You can see here, guys, this wick's getting eaten up. Bearing in mind, it's Saturday today. This video will come out tomorrow. We'll see where we are. Sunday's typically quite a sell-off day, and last Monday was very sell-offy. So we're really going to have to watch things. But ultimately, a bottom is coming for Bitcoin. Whether that bottom is in right now or whether that's 28K, like we go back to that 28K floor, which we've seen a lot of support come in at, is really anybody's guess. But I do think that this is definitely, you know, we called this for the bottom. We've certainly not wicked or closed below that. We'll see what happens, guys. 30K or 30 sort of K could be that support floor. We have wicked down to 28, but we will see how the rest of this sort of coming weeks happens. And we know that markets traditionally sell off in May. That's all markets. Crypto is just significantly more volatile. If you go and look at the prior cycles, so you look at 2017 or 2013, it's a common trait within those bull markets that you have a kind of sell-off. 2013 sell-off was like 77% or something. 2017 was 43. This one is round about And this is, of course, in regards to Bitcoin, because Cardano only really came out, for those of you who don't know, in 2017 in regards to it hit the market. It was being worked on way before that, but it hit the market in 2017. So it doesn't really have much price history, but Bitcoin certainly does. And we know Bitcoin's a driver of value in the space. You can see that right now, guys, you're 52% down. So you're, lots of people calling for a bear market because the sell-off doesn't really fit into 2017 structure, where you might have had a sell-off of 43%. But we know that the market conditions are largely different today, such as there is a lot more leverage in the system. We know leverage largely helped this most recent sell-off, and altcoins just sell off accordingly. So we still do believe we're on for that $7.50 price prediction. Very, very excited. We keep. I showed you this comment just really to, you shouldn't. This just really sums up some of the market sentiment right now. People buy these cryptos and expect them just to go straight up. It doesn't work like that. Nothing is that easy in life, guys. You need to. People think investing in the crypto space is easy. It is not. Take that from somebody who's been here for 4 years plus now. It is exceptionally trying at times. March 2020, we had a similar sort of situation to where we're in now. March 2020 was a lot more severe, by the way, guys. But ultimately, one thing the crypto space has shown and proven itself to be is resilient. It comes back, and hodlers win in this market, guys. So I just thought this would really put things into perspective for you. Hopefully just show you that I think we're still on the course. The Elliot wave theory, of course, is rough that I'm drawing here. We also have a number of Fibonacci levels. Certainly for Bitcoin right now, there's a fib level here that we're really testing the golden ratio. We'll see what comes of this. But one thing I don't want people to do is panic. Even if you bought up here, like I say, if you bought here, the percentages you would have made from that point was still astronomical, nearly 1,400%, guys. So don't panic, do not fear, all in cryptos here. I just thought this was a useful video for some of you out there that are perhaps feeling a little bit sheepish, not so bold with your crypto predictions. One reason, and I think this comment was a response to me making a video on the news that Cardano was having, because there's such great news coming out all the time and the price doesn't necessarily seem to affect it. This is just how markets work largely. What happens is there's kind of accumulation of underlying fundamental news that is positive, and then eventually you will just have that explosion. The price right now of Cardano has no correlation, in my opinion, to what's actually being achieved by the team. We know we have new partnerships. They are literally trying to build the infrastructure of certainly the sub-Sahara Africa. That's on one continent. They're on all continents, doing fantastic things everywhere. Very, very excited for this project, guys. And when you're looking for what to invest in the crypto space, you want to look for a project that has real fundamentals, real good ideals, great team, stuff like that. And Cardano certainly ticks pretty much every single box. They also have a very solid proof of stake mechanism or consensus. So we're happy, guys. And ultimately, these, for me personally, are an accumulation zone. I think that these lows, it's when you're in these lows that you make all your money, guys. And ultimately, there is absolutely the possibility of us going lower, but we will bottom out at some point, and we will continue on in Bitcoin's growth. Lots of comparisons between the internet and blockchain, and there's never been a technology that's been adopted at such a rate. It is when you really weigh up the scale of what's going on here, guys, I'm just happy to be in the crypto space and a part of it. All I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love and leave you on that note. If you have found this useful, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Your feedback is crucial to the growth of this channel. And get subscribed to one of the fastest and realest growing YouTube channels out there, because we bring you daily content on subjects that you want to hear. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next YouTube video. Have a fantastic Sunday. Goodbye.